We begin tonight tracking storms across central Indiana. You can see them here on live Doppler 13 radar. Thanks for inviting us in. It's now 6 o'clock. Ann's on assignment. Angela's here in the Weather Center keeping an eye out for watches and warnings.
And we've got a lot of them.
Yep.
Radar is very active. I do want to start with the latest watches and warnings. What's highlighted in red for those of you around Bedford, so all of Lawrence County into western Jackson, that is a flash flood warning. What's highlighted in yellow, this was extended to the east to include some of the counties east of Bloomington. That's a severe thunderstorm watch until 7 p.m. Flood watch, Indianapolis south and west, and what comes to the state line now is a tornado watch until 10 p.m. our time for parts of Illinois. Right now, I'll get you caught up locally on the heavy storms that are south of Bloomington. There's the flash flood warning that I mentioned. There's the heavy rain that is falling in this area. It is raining heavily again in Bedford, just west of Seymour. We have rain and storms in North Vernon and pushing east. This is not severe, but heavy rain having an impact this evening from Martinsville to Marion County to Greenfield to Newcastle, Connorsville to Rushville, and along Interstate 69 to the north. Rain continues to fall. We get another wave of storms developing over the next couple of hours out to our west. You can see that here between Peoria and Quincy. This will have an impact later tonight. I'm timing that in the full forecast.
All right, Angela, see you in a few minutes. You can stream our new live local radar 24/7. This is where you can watch the storms as they roll in anytime around the clock. You can also check the forecast whenever you want. Just download our free streaming app, WTHR Plus, on your TV. Right now at 6, an Indiana man is facing multiple charges in the death of a Delaware County Sheriff's deputy. Corporal Blake Reynolds was killed in the line of duty last November while helping a driver on I-69. Tonight, our Samantha Johnson is breaking down the new details about the man who police say is responsible.
More than 5 months after Delaware County said its final goodbye to Corporal Blake Reynolds, formal charges against the man police say is responsible for this November 12th crash. Reynolds was helping a semi-truck driver on I-69 when police say another semi-truck with 39-year-old Teddy Johnson of New Haven, Indiana, behind the wheel lost control and ultimately hit the deputy. On Monday, troopers arrested Johnson. He's now facing 4 charges, including reckless homicide, involuntary manslaughter, failure to change lanes for an emergency vehicle, and reckless operation of a tractor trailer. Delaware County Sheriff Tony Skinner.
We hoped that today would come, and we're glad it's here. It doesn't make the healing process any easier, but it gives us a little bit of satisfaction to know that the process is still working.
Indiana State Police say Johnson hadn't slept in over 21 hours leading up to that crash. Investigators sharing these photos from inside Johnson's truck, saying, quote, "This fatigue impaired Johnson to the level that he did not recognize or respond to the very bright emergency lights." Corporal Reynolds was just 31 years old. I talked to his grandfather on the phone about the arrest.
Relieved. Hopefully, justice will be served and this man will be taken off the streets. But it doesn't bring back Blake.
Now, right now, Johnson is in the Delaware County Jail. A judge ordered he be held there without bail. If convicted, Johnson could be facing more than 14 years in prison. In the studio, Samantha Johnson, 13 News.
Johnson is scheduled to make his first court appearance in Delaware County on Thursday morning. Corporal Reynolds' parents shared a statement with us today saying, in part, while we know nothing will ever bring Blake back or lessen the pain of losing him, we hope this process helps prevent another family from experiencing the same heartbreaking loss. Right now, police in Bloomington are searching for the gunman who was responsible for that mass shooting over the weekend following the celebrations of Little 500. Some new video sent to 13 News shows the moments leading up to that shooting early Sunday morning along Kirkwood Avenue in Bloomington. Police tell us 2 women were fighting before the gunshots were fired, hitting 5 people, including a 17-year-old. 4 others were wounded in the chaos of running away. One of the victims tonight is recovering at the hospital. A 44-year-old man is under arrest tonight, accused of shooting and killing another man on the east side of Indianapolis. IMPD responded to the BP gas station near 38th and Mid-Offer around 7 last night. That's where they found 39-year-old Aaron Smith, who was shot inside of a car. He died at the hospital. Police tell us videos and witnesses helped them track down the suspect not far from that scene. A Lafayette woman is going to prison for 3 years for her part in a plot that led to a Tippecanoe County judge and his wife being shot. Our Rich Nye has followed this story since that shooting back in January. Rich is in studio with us tonight to talk about the sentence for the first of 5 people charged in this case. Rich?
And I want to make a distinction here that Amanda Millsap did not participate in the plan to shoot the judge, but she was found guilty of bribery earlier this month in a very related case. Millsap offered a $10,000 bribe to a woman not to testify against Thomas Moss in his domestic battery trial. Millsap is the ex-wife of Moss. That trial was scheduled to start 2 days after the judge was shot. Millsap's sentence also includes 2 years of community corrections and a year probation. Now, when the bribe did not work, Moss and his current girlfriend and 2 associates are charged with attempting to kill the judge. Tippecanoe Superior Court Judge Steve Meyer and his wife Kimberly were shot through the door of their home on January 18th. They both survived. And a special judge in Cass County is hearing all of these cases separately, and the jury trials are now scheduled for this summer.
All right, Rich, we know you'll be covering it for us. Thanks so much. New court documents out tonight are revealing details about an attempted murder and an arson in Bloomington. 37-year-old Shandor Jackson is charged tonight with attempted murder, aggravated battery, and arson. Court documents reveal he admitted to beating his 54-year-old mom, then lighting the house on fire. Jackson told detectives he believed he killed her before he left the house. Tonight he's being held at the Monroe County Jail. Tonight at 6, an arrest is now made 2 years after a rape and home invasion on the north side of Indianapolis. Tonight, our Ashton Hackman explains how detectives were able to track down their suspect.
The alleged assault happened in the middle of the night, January 2024, at the Lodge at Trails Edge Apartments. A woman reported she awoke to an unknown Hispanic male in black clothing and gloves standing over her while she laid in bed. She said the man then raped her multiple times and threatened to kill her. Police documented that scene and collected DNA in a sexual assault kit. But in September of that year, the detective marked the case inactive and waited for a link in DNA. That link came last week on April 22nd, allegedly matching 49-year-old Leonel Catalan Torreblanca. In an interview with police, he said his anger and frustration caused him to do what he did. Catalan Torreblanca now faces multiple felonies, including rape and kidnapping. Christina Karbov is a deputy prosecutor who is not connected to the case. She says DNA can be important to rape cases.
In a rape cases, DNA sometimes can be used to prove identity, and that can certainly be important, but other times it's just corroborating what it is that the victim says or what the offender says.
Catalan Torreblanca remains in the Marion County Jail without bond on a federal detainer. He made his initial court appearance Monday morning and is set to be back in court in July. In Indianapolis, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
Severe storms tonight, followed by a cool week ahead. I'll have your forecast for the week ahead.
Billions in investment or big questions. Tonight, community members here in Irvington are sounding some questions in regard to a new data center development.
Happening right now, people are gathering on the east side of Indianapolis to learn about a proposed DC Blocks data center. Our Alex Almanza joins us live tonight at 6 with a preview of tonight's meeting. Alex?
Hey there, Scott. This is not to be confused with Metro Blocks, which is another data center project, a separate one that was okayed in the Martindale-Brightwood neighborhood. But neighbors here in Warren Township, they're gathering here at this East Side Church. Meeting is about to begin about 6:30 to talk directly with the developers of DC Blocks. Now, this is an Atlanta-based company that's looking to build on more than 30 acres of land at the former Ford Vistian site. Now, it's being called Thunderbird Commerce Center, and the developers are saying that is not an AI hyperscale center. But you know, the project shares a lot of what we've seen with previous data centers, more recently especially, where developers plan developments on a piece of land that's already zoned for industrial use. And that's exactly what's happening here. This plot of land is already being zoned for industrial, so this is going to mean a little bit less time at the city-county building and less time for petitioners to kind of go through that process. So tonight, DC Blocks has to sell their product to members here in the community, and we're going to see how it turns out, Scott.
And we'll see your report tonight at 11. Alex Almanza reporting live. Thanks so much. Now, we've been covering the growing data center debate across central Indiana. This week, there are 2 informational meetings to answer questions that you may have. Just go to WTHR.com/SeenOn13. We've got a lot more information there for you. Angela?
Scott, an active radar on this Monday. We've got rain and storms. I'll get you caught up on the latest warnings straight ahead.
You've probably seen warehouses popping up across central Indiana, but we have what's behind the surge taking over Indiana. That's next.